Hey everybody, check it out. What's up? It's Hercules Porsche's professional intro. Yay! Hey, what's up everybody? It's Hercules Porsche, aka Gildenlock, and we're opening up some packs today. Of course, I'm opening up the gold packs because the other ones are really not worth spending your money on, or whatever you call it, rec points. And mainly that has to, I mean, you get more rares, whatever, but mainly that has to do with the fact that the pack is going to have a whole lot more uncommons, and therefore is going to give you a lot more of the stuff you want. You can see there's like a Wraith in there, it's Mongoose. I actually got quite a few rares in that pack, so that was probably an above average gold pack. But anyway, yeah, they hand out a lot of these um, what I think are basically silver and bronze packs for just making progress with experience points and commendations and stuff. So yeah, those packs have a lot more commons, but yeah, that was probably slightly above average quality drop of packs. Yeah, this is actually um I guess the third FPS I've played that actually hands out card packs like that. The one I played the most was probably the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I played quite a bit of that on my Xbox 360, and yeah, you can hear some guys talking here. And you probably won't hear those guys talk until after this war zone is over. But anyway, yeah, this is a total review for Halo, and the date today is November 6th, so I guess this is like a 2 week in review. Um, you can see me selling some mongooses. So yeah, let's get back to those card packs. Yeah, I guess the other game was Titanfall. So yeah, I guess the card packs that are in this game are they're not as permanent as the ones I got in Mass Effect 3. They use them. Their use is more similar to Titanfall in that you're in the middle of the battle, you pick what you want to use, and then that's what you go with. But I think maybe Titanfall is limited on how many burn cards you can use. They have a different system to let you pick how much of the stuff you're using. So they say level whatever percentage cards or whatever rec available, and then you can use cards from that level. But and then that uses up some of your energy before you can use cards of that level again. So like something like a Mongoose would be like a level 1 card. Let's see, like carrying a turret, that would be like a level 2 card. A Wraith, I think that's a level 5 card. Wow, I'm bad at remembering this, but like a rocket launcher is like a level 7 card. So yeah, everything has its own level, and you can maybe kind of guess from that roughly where a lot of stuff would lie. But yeah, so through most of my war zones, I've been burning through mostly my mid-level cards just because I have so many of them, and I'm not afraid to lose those at all. So that's let me use quite a few things like fuel rod cannons and saws. I've been using quite a few of those, and those turrets that you carry. And I have had quite a few ghosts, so I've gone through quite a few of those items. And there's also a card that gives you a random gun, which 90% of the time is a needler. But if you're very lucky, that can turn into like a railgun or something. So yeah, those card packs are probably just in the game because some psychologist somewhere told them random rewards make the game more addicting. but that means reflects less on player skill. But yeah, just to uh, let you know that the cards will not have any impact on Arena. It's this Warzone game mode only. So that game mode is pure player skill in terms of how you're gonna do, and obviously the teammates you end up with. But so you don't have to worry about the cards ruining your Team Arena experience. But that does mean that Warzone, what you have access to, is a little dependent on luck. And bringing something like luck into an FPS is, kind of a risky move. It's probably better if the game reflects your skill more. But considering it's confined to one mode, I don't mind it too much. Warzone has taken the place of Big Team Battle from the other Halos, which I'm not crazy about. I kind of miss being able to play Halos that were like, 8-on-8 capture the flag, and of course I can always go back and play Halo 4, Reach, or all the other Halos that came before. And Warzone is nice that it's a new, unique thing, but I mean, I want to play the latest Halo, and I do really miss, those big team battles, especially the ones that were like the capture the flag or bomb moving, or even just the giant rumbles were okay too. But yeah, those 8-on-8 capture the flags. I miss those. And Warzone is kind of weird because it's like a mixed PvE PvP. So you have to own a certain number of bases, and obviously your team's better off if you control all the bases. But from there, it's pretty much a competition to see who can kill, who's just better at killing. You get I think maybe 1 point for every enemy Spartan you kill, but you get 25 points for every boss you kill, and those can sometimes come in pairs. And for the legendary bosses, you get 150 points for each of those that you kill. So, vast majority of the points for the teams come from killing legendary bosses, although you do get a very healthy chunk of points from the minor boss kills and the just the Spartan kills. I mean, those do definitely add up, but a lot of games do seem to be dominated by which team is better at landing those last shot on the boss kills. And making this game about a competition to see, you won't see me mess with the bosses too much in this game. I got a little less concerned with that than I normally was, because holding the bases does tend to lead into boss kills, because your team is going to be able to spawn closer to those bosses and just have better control of the map. Then that's typically going to lead into boss kills. So if you are fighting over those bases, it's definitely not useless. But yeah, so that's Warzone. I definitely don't mind it, but I do miss my original big team battles, and it's a little sad that so much comes down to boss kills. And it's kind of lame when you see your team get really focused on killing a boss, and then the other team comes back and takes the boss kill when your team has done most of the work. Some people might think that's cute or fun, but I just think it's kind of an obnoxious mechanic. And a lot of teams do get stupid and just get totally focused on that boss kill and not, and don't think about the enemy team coming in and stealing the kill, and don't get it all ready for that. Just because, your typical player is just not that strategic. But I have been playing without a headset, which I bought one recently, I just haven't plugged it in yet. But when I do go through and do that stuff, that probably is going to influence my perception of this game quite a bit, or how I can deal with this with my fellow players quite a bit. But yeah, anyway, that should be everything about Warzone. I've talked about it for like 10 minutes, which is like half of this view time. But yeah, so that's Warzone. You get rec points for every multiplayer mode you play, so if you want to save up a bunch of rec points before you do Warzone, start with Arena, which I will now talk about, even though I meant to talk about it like, I don't know, a while ago. A while of time before. But Arena, as it might suggest, you're playing on relatively small areas. Some of them just come down to straight up Slayer fests. Actually, I haven't. The other thing is I haven't played a bunch of I really haven't played any custom games yet, which is another thing influencing this review. So I just thought I'd mention that. But so Arena, I'm not minding it. Like I said, the maps do feel small compared to the Halo that I'm used to. I definitely like the more objective-based modes, the capture the flag, the strongholds. But they have thrown in the straight-up Slayer in Team Arena, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And what's the other game mode called? Breakout, I think it's called, and it's like a team effort elimination type game. So you kill someone, they stay down for, a certain period of time, and then if it can come down, the battle can come down to like 1v1, and they also have a flag in there so that the game to help keep the game from stalling. So if you take the flag and bring it to the enemy side, you can actually win a few matches that way. But yeah, it's not. I don't really consider it an objective-based mode though, because it pretty much just comes down to elimination, and I just don't really like game types that force anybody to be a spectator. So yeah, definitely not my favorite game mode. But yeah, I don't mind the smaller maps. But yeah, anyway, Halo 5 multiplayer pretty much plays, accounting for the differences in Warzone and stuff. It pretty much plays pretty similar to Halo 4 multiplayer. No huge surprises there. But the smaller maps are probably what makes the biggest difference between those two games. Halo 5 has better audio, like gun sounds, which is worth mentioning. One thing okay, let me talk about one thing that's kind of not just Arena, but the biggest difference I think between Halo 4 and 5. One of the most important that I consider an improvement is the fact that when I was playing Halo 4, it felt like everything in Halo 4 was just like this shiny, glimmering landscape, and everything had like this bright sheen to it that kind of if I played a lot of Halo 4, kind of left me feeling a little nauseated. So I'm really glad that they took that out. I think that alone makes, in my mind, Halo 5 a better game than Halo 4. So yeah, I'm really glad they improved that they took out the kind of, I wouldn't call it a lens flare, but that bright glare that seems to come off everything got removed. So I'm glad that got taken out. But yeah, so anyway, let's go back to talking about Arena. So yeah, I don't mind Arena. They just added Shoddy Sniper today, which I haven't tried yet. because I'm deciding what to do with that playlist. But I'm glad that they've added, I think, some new map combos. We haven't got the Forge map editor yet. I hear that's coming later. Here's some classic tank sabotage. Boom. Here I am. You can see me shooting, and I'm shooting at a totally dead tank because I'm not used to but I can't tell the difference between on fire tanks and dead tanks, which I think should be. I don't think they're gonna fix that, but either that's something I have to work on or the devs work on. I don't know, but that's stupid. That's a stupid thing in my opinion. But yeah, so I'm happy with Arena. Let's talk about playlist ranking and how you can rig that. So in the Team Arena playlist, that was the first thing I hit up. Like I said, I wasn't crazy that they threw in the non-objective based modes in there when I can just do when they have Team Arena and Team Slayer, and there's too much overlap there in my opinion, and I wasn't crazy about that. So I saw that pretty early on, and I figured I would just stick with Team Arena. And they ended up sticking me in the Platinum playlist, which is pretty decent, I guess. I'm not one to brag about my Halo skills, and Platinum is definitely not like the most brag worthy. Is that even a word? I don't know. But I guess Platinum means I'm a pretty decent player, but yeah, and then I played a lot of that, and I went up one tier to like Platinum 2, and then I dropped down, and then I went up again. So I actually, when I read about the system, I didn't actually know you could have temporary drop downs, but that was something that I'm pretty sure happened to me. And I have so what I did after that was like, well, I actually had a lot of games that felt early on that felt like I was playing against a group of. Okay, I'm gonna completely fail with this Banshee because I couldn't remember the dodging. I couldn't remember what the dodging controls were at all, and I was mostly just concerned with making sure I couldn't get what do you call it? Hijacked like I had just done. But anyway, yeah. So I felt like early on I was against some very tough other players. So and that obviously, like in a game, that's gonna be exacerbated if you're playing in the kind of off-hour times for the game. Like if I'm playing during, times when people are off work or weekends, it doesn't really matter which playlist I'm on. I'm going to be playing against easier players. Here I am forgoing the Wraith for the Ghosts just because of card count. Yep, so this has been a very scatterbrained review. I hope you guys don't mind. What else do I need to say? But, yeah, so I decided to start rigging. After I did Team Arena, I decided to start rigging my playlist just to see how that would go. Basically, my process for rigging was pretty simple. I just would leave, for certain matches, I would just leave the game on and not really play it. And I would go like through the match getting 0 kills, and I wouldn't really play. I would just some games I wouldn't even really play. I would just wiggle the control stick just to kind of not get kicked for inactivity. And I would play a couple games semi-seriously, but I would generally get a pretty crappy KD, and I did that with the SWAT playlist and the Team Arena playlist. And I got into the gold playlist for both of those, so apparently I didn't get myself too much in those playlists. But SWAT, I was not great. I got pretty much a negative KD every time. And Team Slayer, my performance was a little more mixed. But I ended up in the gold 1 playlist for both of those. And can you even get in gold 2 or 3 or any playlist 2 or 3? I'm not sure. I kind of have a feeling they always start you out in either in playlist 1 of whatever tier you're in, but I can't prove that. I should probably look things like that up. Ugh, I don't know. But it looks like I'm getting... Oh no, I'm not that close to the end here. This is a good demonstration of Warzone since the teams were pretty tied. There are a lot of Warzone games that are completely lopsided, but this was a nice, even, tied one. And also, I forgot to mention, Warzone can come down to, if you take 3 bases, you can win by destroying the enemy core, but those games are very rare. So anyway, yeah, I know, I'm hopping all over the place with this review. But what else do I need to cover? So yeah, I had those playlists rigged, the Team Arena and the Team SWAT, and ended up with gold, but the free-for-all, I completely rigged it in my favor and got on the bronze playlist just by playing 10 consecutive games of almost no kills. I had one game where I grabbed like maybe a handful of 5 assassinations. Just because I wanted to watch that fun little animation and I thought it might help my commendations a little bit. And like another game where I got like 1 kill. But yeah, pretty much aside from those 2 games, pretty much just letting myself get completely destroyed and ending up in the bronze playlist, where you've seen a few of my matches. I was totally able to dominate some newbie players, and yeah, I don't know, that's give and take, right? I mean, I let my ass get kicked for 10 games and then got to totally kick ass for 9. So that was like 9 straight wins that I played through after that, and so that meant I was taking on 7 newbies and placing first. My last game in Team Arena, I played in second, so my first handful of games, I was pretty much against total newbies. My last couple games, they've started putting me, I'm still in the end of, I'm like bronze 3, so they started putting me against silver players, like silver 1s, and most of those, pretty much every game I was pretty much playing against someone who was still placing, because you spend your first 10 games placing, but the system had, like, you know, they were a couple games in, so the system had some idea where they were, but hadn't placed them yet. So my last game that I played in free-for-all, I came in second, and when you place second or third in free-for-all, I really think they should say something other than defeat, because, you know, I think would be more fair to the placing players. Anyway, that's my whole review.
Teammates eliminated. Eternal.
Last kill is mine on
Excellent work, Spartan. That's a victory.
But yeah, that's my multiplayer Halo review. Give me lots of feedback, and until next time, I shall see you Starside.
Blah 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 blah. Wololo.
Blah.
Wololo. Wololo.
For sure.
Thank God for Shut up. Don't kill me, please.
Which